What is that?
Yep, he's going to be in the passenger seat. Door's still open.
On April 9th, 2024, Houston Police Crime Suppression Team officers located a parked white sedan containing a suspect with multiple felony warrants. As officers approached to make contact, the wanted suspect jumped out and immediately opened fire on them. The driver of the vehicle, also armed, exited and joined the attack. What began as a routine warrant search had become a deadly gunfight in seconds.
Hands where I can see him now! Now!
Get him! Don't move, she's shot! You're gonna get shot again, don't you fucking move! Put your hands like that. I can't move.
Cuff him up, cuff him up. Hey, shots fired, Jeff. Can you get EMS out here? We got one suspect down. All officers okay?
Please, hold on, no, I'm dead end.
Hey, we got a bullet wound right here. Come on, stay with me. Get this out your mouth. Get this out your mouth, brother.
Leave me up.
Hey, no, you need to stay on your side so you can breathe. Stay on your side so you can breathe.
I can't breathe. Hey, turn me over.
This way, this way, this way.
Turn me over.
There you go. Stay alive, okay? You're okay, you're okay.
I have an arm. No, you're moving there.
I think it's just that one.
Officers returned fire, striking both armed suspects, ages 19 and 20, who were transported via life flight helicopter to the hospital, one in critical condition and the other stable. Officers S. Lusk and S. Quyan, both sworn in July 2019, were uninjured in the exchange. Two young men chose to shoot at police instead of surrendering and now face the consequences of their decisions. On December 22, 2025, Alpena police officers located a stolen vehicle and initiated a traffic stop in the Birchwood Meadows parking lot. The driver, Violet Crane, was wanted on a felony warrant and was taken into custody without incident. But when a glass pipe was found on passenger 35-year-old Jackson Jacobs, he immediately became violent, producing a knife and cutting two troopers and an APD officer. Despite multiple taser deployments, Jacobs refused to drop the weapon and continued his attack.
Put your hands behind your back. Hey, put your hands behind your back. Hey, you're gonna get on your stomach. Now you're gonna get tased.
Over here.
Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach.
I don't give a fuck.
Get on your stomach now.
Taser out. We're good. We're good.
Fucking bit me. Okay. Somebody got that handcuff? I'm not. He just got me. He got me. Tase him. Tase him. Drop it or you get tased. Drop it or you get fucking tased. Watch.
Where's the knife? Does he have the knife? Where is it?
Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Drop the knife!
Oh my God. Hey, go.
With ground tactics exhausted and Jacobs still advancing with the knife, an APD officer fired 3 shots, striking Jacobs. He later succumbed to his injuries at the scene. The 2 MSP troopers and the APD officer were treated at the hospital, the APD officer requiring surgery, and have since been released. On March 20th, 2026, the Alpena County prosecutor determined the officer was justified in using deadly force. A stolen vehicle arrest turned into a deadly confrontation, and Jacobs lost his life after choosing violence over compliance. On May 4, 2026, Stockton police responded to a report of a man armed with an axe smashing the front door of an occupied residence. The suspect, 25-year-old Moises Andrade, caused substantial damage before fleeing, and officers learned he may be heading to another home to commit further violence. Tracking him to a nearby residence, officers approached on foot and located Andrade inside the garage. As they attempted to speak with him, Andrade grabbed the axe tied to his bike and armed himself in front of the officers.
¿Cómo te llamas? Ven para acá. Vamos a ver para acá.
¿Pero por qué o qué?
Vamos. De lo que pasó.
¿De
Quédate, hey, quédate para allá, hey. Baja eso, bájalo, yo que lo bajo, si quieras.
Officers stepped back and repeatedly commanded Andrade to drop the axe, but he refused. One officer drew his service weapon, while another deployed a taser as a less lethal option. Andrade took a pre-assaultive stance and raised the axe in a threatening manner toward the officers. In response, one officer fired, striking Andrade, who was transported to the hospital and later pronounced deceased. No officers were injured. A man armed with an axe chose violence over compliance, and his decision cost him his life. On May 1st, 2026, Los Angeles police responded to a hot prowl burglary call on South Normandy Avenue. Upon arrival, a family member revealed that two brothers were fighting inside. Officers entered and found suspect Frederick Spells and the victim struggling over a knife in a bedroom doorway. Commands to drop the weapon and intermediate force options were used, but neither stopped the violent struggle.
Move! Please come here!
Police department, please.
Please get here! Please, sir! I can't handle it! Officer! He's trying
Put the
to kill
fucking
me!
knife down.
I'm telling you, you just
Put the
shoot me right
fucking knife down.
now! Shoot me right now! Shoot me!
You're gonna hit with the fart, it's gonna hurt.
No! No!
Fucking knife down.
Drop the fucking knife!
Put the knife down.
No!
Put it down.
No!
Shots fired. Put the knife down. Put the knife down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Put the fucking knife down.
As Spells and the victim continued to fight over the knife, an officer fired, striking Spells, who collapsed and was taken into custody. Paramedics transported him to a hospital for treatment, and a knife was recovered at the scene. No officers or community members were injured. A domestic fight over a knife turned deadly when Spells refused to let go, and one decision changed everything. On September 7, 2025, inside the Pasadena Police Department's parking structure, an officer engaged in unsafe and out-of-policy horseplay, drawing his loaded firearm and pointing it toward an approaching patrol vehicle. The officer inside responded by drawing his own weapon, but as he attempted to reholster it, the gun discharged. The bullet traveled through the windshield and struck the other officer in the left shoulder. The injured officer survived and recovered, but the incident exposed a dangerous culture of recklessness. Internal discipline was imposed, and criminal review by the LA County District Attorney's Office remains ongoing. On October 12, 2025, Trumbull County deputies responded to a domestic disturbance where 41-year-old Brad Bailey was acting irrationally and under the influence. After deputies transported him to Champion Township, the situation appeared resolved until Bailey returned hours later, breaking through a window, strangling his partner, and assaulting multiple family members before fleeing in her white Buick Regal. What should have been a settled dispute escalated into a dangerous manhunt.
You think somebody running or what?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
The smokers. Hey, supervisor.
North and Highland need a supervisor.
Bailey fled on foot into the woods carrying what officers believed was a handgun. He ran into the path of a Warren police cruiser, pointed the weapon at the officer's head, and smashed the window. When other officers arrived, Bailey turned toward them with the gun, and 3 officers fired, striking him. He died at the scene. Investigators later discovered the weapon was a realistic-looking replica that fired darts, but officers had no way of knowing that in the moment. One bad decision cost Bailey his life. On May 7, 2026, Boone County deputies responded to a shooting where a 65-year-old woman and her 35-year-old son had been shot, the son deceased and the mother severely injured. The suspect, 32-year-old Stephen Swanson, a relative of both victims, fled the scene in a blue Ford Bronco. A deputy spotted the vehicle and initiated a pursuit that stretched across multiple counties, with tire deflation devices deployed and the Missouri State Highway Patrol joining the chase. The suspect refused to stop, and the situation grew increasingly dangerous.
Shots fired! Jim, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
Copy, shots fired.
Shots fired.
A highway patrol corporal performed a tactical vehicle intervention, sending Swanson's Ford into a muddy ditch. But as the vehicle spun out, Swanson opened fire on the patrol vehicle, striking it multiple times. Miraculously, the corporal was not hit. No officers returned fire. Swanson remained inside the vehicle and did not respond to commands. A drone was deployed to peer through the breached windows, revealing Swanson non-responsive inside. He was found deceased from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. A double-shooting suspect chose suicide over surrender, leaving 2 families shattered and a community in mourning. On June 4, 2026, a Thurston County Sheriff's deputy responded to assist firefighters with a car fire at a property flagged for prior violent criminal activity. Upon arrival, the deputy ordered an individual to step away from the fire, but the suspect ignored the command. Without warning, the suspect charged at the deputy and produced a gun, forcing the deputy to defend himself.
I don't want you to get hurt.
I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be dead. You what? You're gonna do what?
I don't want to have to drive.
What?
Stop.
You're gonna
Stop.
do what?
Stop.
You're gonna burn
John.
my fucking truck down.
John, we have the fire department coming over here. Leave that alone. John, get out of there right now or I'm gonna put you in cuffs.
What the fucking hell?
Edward 25, shots fired, shots fired. The fucking ground! John, get down on the fucking ground, now! Get down the fucking ground! Everybody get down! Now! Edward 25, do not let fire come in. John pulled out a handgun. He's been shot multiple times.
The deputy fired multiple rounds, striking the suspect, who was later detained by additional units and had a second firearm removed from his possession. Tourniquets were applied, and the suspect was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No first responders or civilians were injured, and the deputy was placed on standard administrative leave. A reckless charge at an armed deputy ended with the suspect in the hospital, and lucky to be alive. On April 24, 2026, a New Mexico State police officer attempted to pull over Jesus Munoz Duran for multiple traffic infractions. Duran failed to stop and pulled behind a residence, where he exited and used his body to block the officer's view inside the vehicle. The officer gave numerous commands to show his hands, then heard the unmistakable sound of a handgun being loaded. The officer knew Duran was armed and ready to fight.
No, come over here. Come over here. Stop. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands right now. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it right now. Drop it. 569, shots fired. Suspect down. Shots fired, shots fired.
Air 10-3, Air 10-3.
Put that gun down, now! Put that gun down!
Duran pulled out a handgun and fired at the officer, who returned fire and struck him. Despite life-saving measures, Duran was pronounced deceased on scene by the medical investigator. The officer was uninjured. Investigators later learned the gun Duran used was reported stolen. A routine traffic stop became a deadly confrontation when Duran chose to shoot instead of comply, and that decision cost him his life. On May 7, 2026, a 911 caller reported a gunshot inside an apartment where 31-year-old Yasmin Wooten Mitchell was located. People in the background could be heard trying to get her to open the door. As officers responded, a second call came in. A woman was outside firing a gun. When officers arrived, witnesses directed them upstairs as residents fled in panic. Body camera footage shows officers climbing the stairwell after hearing more gunshots ring out.
Drop the gun! Get down, get down! Get down!
211 out of 4, shots fired. 211 out of 4, shots fired.
You got eyes?
Yep, right here.
Down!
211 out of 4, shots fired. 211 out of 4, shots fired.
You got eyes?
Yep, right here.
Investigators said Wooten Mitchell fired in the direction of an apartment and toward the stairwell as officers approached. One officer returned fire, striking her. A handgun was recovered near her body, and despite medical aid, she was pronounced dead at the scene. She leaves behind 2 children, a 6-month-old boy and a 10-year-old girl whose 11th birthday was just days away. She had also lost the father of one of her children the day before the shooting. A mother's final acts of violence left her children orphaned and a community asking why.